Have you ever seen man-eating sand? Don't be fooled by its hair-thin appearance. It can devour a whole person without leaving a trace. As soon as the woman stepped onto the beach, the sand clung tightly to her feet, refusing to let go. She struggled to free herself, but the more she tried, the tighter it held. When she reached down to pull herself out, her hands got trapped as well. A man rushed forward to save her, but as soon as he took a step, the sand tripped him. He fell flat onto the ground, unable to move. The others stood frozen in shock. Suddenly, screams filled the air. The woman called out to her boyfriend, and as he lifted his head with great effort, half of his face was already eaten away by the sand. The onlookers were paralyzed with fear, watching helplessly as their two friends disappeared beneath the sand. Just last night, this beach was filled with laughter and music. A group of young people had gathered for a party. Two men had found a large chunk of meat from somewhere and decided to roast it over the fire. At dawn, a woman woke up groggily, only to find the beach completely deserted. The only things left were scattered clothes. Then, she noticed a small bird pecking at the sand. Out of nowhere, something grabbed the bird, and she watched in horror as it was pulled under. Realizing something was terribly wrong, she warned her friends not to touch the sand, but it was already too late. Now the remaining group huddled inside their car, too terrified to move. Desperate for answers, the woman decided to test something. She cautiously placed her hand on the sand, and what happened next was beyond belief. The surface of the sand rippled. Countless thin, hair-like tendrils emerged. No one could have imagined that these tiny, thread-like creatures were capable of devouring an entire person. Meanwhile, another friend, Big Zhuang, had just woken up. He was still groggy, unable to recall how much he had drunk the previous night or how he ended up sleeping inside a metal barrel. He struggled to get out, but his friends shouted at him to stay inside. They warned him about the creatures lurking in the sand and told him that many of their friends had already fallen victim. Hearing this, he froze in fear. The group remained inside the car, waiting, hoping the creatures would disappear on their own. As time passed, the scorching sun drained their energy. Their throats were dry and the food supplies were running low. And then, without warning, the creatures began attacking the car.